Hello. So today we'll be working on hip mobility. We'll be doing internal rotation, external rotation, and then some hip flexion, and then also working a bit of extension and working the quads, also especially the hamstrings to help out with counterbalancing the strength in the hamstring and the glutes. But we'll get started. So we don't need much equipment. The only thing we'll need is one block, maybe two blocks, just in case. And then not 100% necessary, but it can be helpful, a stick. So before we start, as usual, we're doing hips. So we start warming up the hips with some hip cars. I already shown different ways to do them, but today we'll do them in a quadruped position. So you come to your hands and knees, and then I'll start with the left foot, left hip, just to show, but you can start with the right. So then with the left knee, you bring the left knee to your chest as high up as you can, flexing. Then you start bringing it to the side on abduction. When you bring it to the side, try to go on internal rotation. You try to bring the left foot in. And as you go into the internal rotation, you bring it back to flexion and to extension on the back. And then you bring it back to center and reverse the movement. So you bring it back, then you start rotating externally. So you bring the knee up as much as you can, the foot down while going into abduction and then back to center. As usual, again, don't work through any pain. So especially in that abduction, wherever you feel any pain or any pinching, then you back away. So if you feel pain here, then you go a bit lower and you do the movement lower wherever you don't feel the pain. Also try not to compensate too much by leaning back. If you're leaning here to lift the knee, that's not the purpose. The purpose is just to move the hip and not to use the pelvis or leaning back and forth to get the knee up. So we'll do another rep. Bring the left knee up, then abduct to the side, slowly rotate internally, bring the foot up, then bring it back, standing, squeeze the glute, and back to center, knee to knee, then bring it back, extend, and then abduct. You rotate externally. This time you try to bring the knee up and back to center. And then we'll do 2 reps just on each side as usual. If you do 3 to 5, much better. But for now we'll do 2. So I'll switch to the right side, bringing the knee up, then bring it to the side, rotate internally, try to rotate, feel the rotation as much as possible, back and come back to center, knee to knee, then extend back, squeeze the glute as high up as you can, then rotate, then bring it forward and down. Again, bring it up into flexion, then to the side abduction, start to rotate internally, bring it back into extension and back knee to knee. Now one more time, rotate externally, try to lift the knee up as much as you can, the foot down as you bring it up and to center. And that's it. Of course, if you can do a few more rounds on each leg before we start, and also if you want to do any other warm-up, feel free, but you don't need much more. So we'll get started. And the first one will be internal rotation. We'll be doing bear sit today for internal rotation. So you sit in a position where your knees are not too bent, they're also not too extended. They're kind of a bit more than 90-degree position. Again, here if you need to sit onto a block, that might be helpful. And then you bring your right hand to the right knee and squeeze. So you try not to lift the torso up, don't lift the right hip up. So your hip bones stay on the floor, your chest stays upright as much as possible. If you lean back a bit, it's okay. But once you get in the position, don't change it to try to go deeper. So then when you're in that position, you bring the knee in and wherever that is for you, you should feel that the typical interrotation stretch, which feels kind of weird, pretty weird in these muscles right here. So you get into that position and stay there. Press down. Just feel the stretch. Will be there for 2 minutes. Just put the Keep breathing as always. When you're going through this, try to have this parasympathetic breathing. So trying to breathe as slow, as controlled as possible, especially on the exhalations, trying to take it slow as possible. You can even close your eyes here, just relax, breathe. As you time goes by, 1-2 minutes, maybe you can go deeper into a stretch. Again, make sure your hip bones are fixed down to the mat, that you're not leaning forward or bringing the hip bones up in order to try to bring the knee down, because the purpose is just to feel the stretch, feel the position, feel the hip capsule opening up, whatever that is for you. It's not like going lower is better or worse. Okay, almost there. Keep breathing, relax. And now we'll start with some isometric contractions, so don't start yet. I will just cue it for you first how to do them. So the first one is the stuff that you feel stretching here, you're trying to contract it and try to push the knee up. So basically you won't move anything, your hand is going to stay exactly where it is. You want to try to do as if you're bringing the knee back. But the hand is going to be here, you're at your end range, so you're going to start ramping up the strength, that contraction, but nothing will move because the hand won't let it. So start engaging everything that you felt stretching right now, all this stuff here. Start engaging for 20-30% intensity, 40 to 50%. Don't go to full intensity right away. Then maybe start bringing it up to 60, 70. And maybe once you feel comfortable, you go to 80, 90, or as strong as you can. Try to squeeze your whole body here to help with strength. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax, and now you're going to engage your right inner thigh to try to go deeper into the position actively. So using the opposite muscles to try to pull you deeper into that position. As hard as you can. Here you can go as hard as you can right away. Pull in, go harder. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now relax here. Maybe you can go a bit deeper in the stretch now. So if you can, go a bit deeper, trying to bring the knee in more and more. Just need to get in and out of the position to see the watch. We'll be here just another 20 seconds. We won't be here as long on that second round because you already stretched it, so you don't need to stretch as long every single time. Okay, and now we'll go for a second round. So even try to go even harder than before, not right away again, but try to engage everything. Make sure that this will be very high effort and very high intensity when you're done. When you're done after 3 sets, that will do, you should be quite tired. So then start ramping up, trying to bring the knee up, engaging the stuff that you feel stretching. Maybe bring it to 50, 60% intensity. Maybe now to 70, 80, or as strong as you can, engage in everything. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then the opposite right away. Engage your inner thigh, try to pull yourself deeper into the position actively, so using all the opposite muscles to pull you deeper. As strong as you can again. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, and then again try to bring it as slow as you can. Just 10 more seconds and we'll go for the next round. Seriously, when you are working hard doing the isometrics, you are breathing hard, you're trying to, as if you're doing a strength training, right? You're packing the air in, engaging your whole body as if you're going to squat. You take a mid inhale and then squeeze the abs and pack everything in. But when you're stretching in between sets, what you want to do is just relax. So you want to do 4 counts in on your breath, 8 counts out on the exhale. And we'll go for the last round. So slowly start bringing that right knee up, press it into the hand, feel the weight coming into the hand, 30-40% intensity. Start bringing it up. Maybe bring it up to 80-90%. It's your last set, so make it your best. Go as strong as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax. And then again, bring it low right away. So try to engage all the opposite stuff to try to bring it lower. Squeeze everything as strong as you can. Squeeze the inner thigh, all those muscles that are opposite. This will feel the stretch even deeper as you pull into it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, maybe you can go a bit deeper. In these ones, I didn't mention, but make sure your knee is okay. Make sure you don't have any pain in the knee. If your knee has any pain at any point, it's because maybe you're trying to go too deep. So also one thing that helps is trying to engage the ankle. That protects the knee as well. Relax. And slowly get out of the position. When you get out of these positions, you can be slow. Now, before we switch to the other legs, we'll do some lift-offs. So for lift-offs, you can grab a block. You come to 90-90. So we do bear sit. We were doing bear sit today because it can be easier than 90-90. But now you're going to get into 90-90 using a block if you need it. If you don't need it, then no need. And then you're going to lean forward as much as you need in order to be able to lift the foot up. So you're going to, again, internally rotate the back foot to engage in all the stuff that you were stretching and trying to lift the foot up and bring it down. And we'll do 5 sets, 5 reps only. So bring it up, hold it, and down. Bring it up, squeeze, hold it, and down. Bring it up, squeeze, hold it, and down. Bring it up, 4, and down. Now, last one, we're going to hold it, so bring it up and hold it for 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold it, hold it, hold it, and relax. Now release, come out of the position. I mentioned if you struggle a lot with that one is bring your hip into a block and that will make it easier. Other one is to use 2 blocks, or if you can't, then I can give other variations for other exercises. But using blocks should allow you, and leaning forward as much as possible should allow you to lift it up. And we'll go to the other side, same thing. So again, go into that bear sit position. Try to have the knees on a 90 degree, maybe just slightly more than 90 degree, and this time go into that left side. So bring the knee down. Again, try to keep the hip bones fixed down on the mat. And start breathing. And we'll be here, same as before, for some time in the beginning, just feeling the stretch. So once you're here, you can relax down, close your eyes. As you inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep breathing at that rhythm. Try to slow down the exhales as much as possible. That activates our parasympathetic nervous system, relaxes our nervous system, and is able to allow us to be in these kind of uncomfortable positions in a more peaceful way, let's say, as peaceful as it can be. Okay, just 45 more seconds here. So continue feeling that stuff, stretching. Again, probably it's one of the most uncomfortable stretches, I know. Just internal rotation of the hip is probably the most uncomfortable, along with back bends for me, but for most people as well. But bear with it. Okay, 20 more seconds. See if you can go a bit deeper for the last bit. Trying to bring the knee down a bit more without lifting the hips up. Okay, and then we start right now with the isometric contraction. So same thing as before. First trying to bring the knee up and then down. So for the first one, try to start feeling the pressure of your knee on that hand as you squeeze all the stuff that you feel stretching right now to try to bring the knee up for 40-50% intensity as you continue ramping it up, maybe going up to 60-70, maybe up to 80-90 in this first round. Squeeze everything, also use your whole body to squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, and right away engage all the opposite stuff to try to bring the knee lower. Engage in the opposite stuff as hard as you can right away. Go for more. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Maybe it allows you to go a bit deeper into the stretch now. So once more, relax after that round. Try to feel the stretch, just relax down. Between sets, we stay in the stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. Just again, relaxing down, feeling that stretch. And get ready for the next round. So again, try to lift that left knee off. Feel the weight on your hand, the pressure, engage everything. If you cramp a bit, or you feel it cramping, then play with the cramp. Don't go as hard as you start cramping, you to get out, but you can play with it a bit. Go up to 70, 80, maybe go up to 100% intensity, as much as you can. Hold it. Keep going as hard as you can. It should be as if you're going your 1 rep max squat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now right away, engage all the opposite stuff to try to bring the knee lower into that internal rotation, engage in everything. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Chill out here in the position a bit now. Enjoy the rest. As much of a rest it feels like in this position. Just 15 more seconds, maybe. For me right now, for example, it's starting to allow me to go deeper. I can feel the muscles relaxing and slowly allowing you to go deeper into the stretch. So that's exactly what we want, to go deeper and then do the isometrics to start teaching our tissues that we want strength there. Okay, so now we start ramping up. So again, last set, make it your best. Pack your air in, take an inhale and pack it in, pack all the strength, engage every muscle in your body, and start bringing the knee up for 20-30% intensity, 40-50%, 60-70, maybe this time you can go as strong as you can, being safe, always trying to be safe. Don't go somewhere where it's a bit too much. Hold it as strong as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, one, hold it there, one, and relax. And right away, opposite movement, trying to bring the knee down, engaging your inner thigh. Maybe you feel right now feeling like crazy stretch in your internal rotation there, so that's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Keep holding it. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now come out of the position very, very slow. Can feel quite tight, so be careful with it. And again, come to your 90-90 using your blocks if you need them. And then lean forward as much as you need. If you lean all the way forward, also to the side, it will get easier and easier to lift the foot up. So go up to that point where you can just lift it hovering off the mat to make it as hard as you can while still working on it. And then we lift up, lift the foot up for 1, hold it, and down. Lift it up, 1, hold it, down. Bring it up, squeeze, and down. 3, bring it up, and down. Now bring it up, hold it here, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, hold higher, squeeze even higher, 4, 3, 2, hold it, 1, and release down. Very good. So that's probably the most uncomfortable part of the class. Internal rotation is always tricky, but it's the thing that most of us needs to work on the most. So for the next one, it's going to be external rotation. So for the next one, it'll be 90-90. So again, here we start on the right one. So 90-90, if you need a block, place a block under that right hip, and that will help you to be in that position, a bit more comfortable. Now, in this 90-90, we're focusing now on the front leg. So we want the back leg, even though it's in a small, it's in an internal rotation again, we don't want the stretch and the feeling to be so uncomfortable that it's bothering us to work on the front leg. So make sure if you need a block, use a block, whatever you need to use, just to make sure that that back hip is not bothering you. You can focus on working on the front hip. Okay, so once we get to a 90-90, whether it's with a block or not, knees 90 degrees, both legs are 90 degrees. Then to work on the front leg, you bring your chest forward. You try to bring it forward as much as possible. Then you bring the belly in, tuck the tailbone in, and then go down. So here, it's important not to just, if you round the back, you let the pelvis move however it wants, and you bring the head back. Almost, maybe not everyone, but almost everyone can go quite deep into it and look like they're going deep. But what's important is to really bring the tailbone out, then bring the chest, the belly in, so you're packing everything in, you keep a straight spine, and then from there you might already feel the stretch there, or maybe you can go lower, but trying to keep everything, again, as I said, yes, everything tight, and you're not compensating by just moving the spine down, but rather you're bringing everything in. And we'll hold it here. So I've been here already for some time, for around 30 seconds. We'll be here another minute and a half. Of course, in this position, if you prefer to go to pigeon, by all means, feel free to go to pigeon. But depends. Some people prefer 90-90, some people prefer pigeon. It really depends on what's your limitation the most, whether it's this abduction or the hip extension on the back on pigeon, whichever it is for you. But if you feel that stretch in the right hip, you should feel quite intense. We've been here already for a minute, so maybe you can start going a bit deeper again. Going deeper just means trying to feel the stretch more intense, but trying to bring the belly in and going down. Now here I can go down quite deep. I just don't want you to think that you need to go down deep, because if you think that the purpose is to go down deep, then what most people do is just arch the back and get yourself there in any way, which is not really the goal. Okay. work on that parasympathetic nervous response by taking slow controlled inhalations and exhalations. And we're already in the 2-minute mark. So now we start with the isometrics. So the first isometric is going to be trying to imagine as if you're bringing the foot down into the ground. So you stay in the position, don't move anything. I'll just come out to show you. It's basically as if you're trying to do this movement in. The knee stays fixed, and it's just rotation of the hip, trying to bring the foot down. So once you're there, squeeze everything, and then feel the pressure on the mat on that right foot. You should feel everything that you've just felt stretching, you should feel it very engaged now. It's starting to ramp up to 40-50% intensity. Hold everything in, pack the air in, engage every muscle. Maybe go up to 70-80%, hold it. Go as strong as you can, maybe. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax, and straight away you go to the opposite. So you're trying to do as if you're lifting the foot off the mat, not the whole leg, but just the foot, just using rotation. So you're using all that inner thigh stuff to try to bring the foot up. Maybe you cramp a bit, or you feel a bit the cramp there, because these muscles, we're not used to using them. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And then this one we'll only do 2 rounds. So relax down. Breathe. Maybe here another 20 seconds. You're working on the stretch before doing the last round. Okay, great. Okay, so ready for a second round. Now again, pack the air in, engage every muscle in your body, and start bringing the right foot into the mat as strong as you can. We already did 2 sets, so make it your best, engage everything. Hold the floor with your hands like as strong as you can. Go up to 100% intensity, as strong as you safely can get there. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and opposite. Try to lift the foot off the mat as strong as you can. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Maybe you can go a bit deeper into the stretch before we get out. Just 10 more seconds. Relax down. And slowly come out. If you want to do another set, by all means feel free, but so we're trying to work mostly on internal rotation, so focus on that, our efforts. Now again, you guys are just going to move around and switch sides. So again, use a block if you need it, and we'll go for the external rotation on that other leg. So again, try to bring your torso forward, then back the belly in, and then feel a stretch in that left hip. This will feel kind of the glute area stretching, depending on where your limitations are. It might be a bit different placement, but all around that glute area on the side. I just lean forward a bit more here, so it's easier to play with the watch for the time. Having here a bit more than 30 seconds. Here's again, just use that parasympathetic breathing, relax, that diaphragmatic breathing. Trying to span your whole rib cage, just breathing slow and control. Maybe even closing your eyes, just relaxing down. use these moments to just try to chill. For me, start rotation of the hip is definitely feels quite nice. Always felt quite nice. Not the same for everyone, but generally for most people it's at least better internal rotation. So try to just relax down, feel the stretch in the glute. Feels quite nice. Okay, and it's already 2 minutes, so again, just get ready to start those isometric contractions. First one, as I said, you same as the other side, you try to bring the foot in, trying to rotate as if you're rotating. This is the foot, this is the knee, and try to rotate it in. So then, again, start ramping up, start to feel that mat onto that left foot. Bring the intensity up to 30-40%, up to 60, 70, up to 80, and hold it. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then the opposite way, try to squeeze everything in to try to bring the foot up as strong as you can. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then maybe you can go deeper into the stretch now. So if you're able, if it allows you to go a bit deeper, try to go a bit deeper. But again, just focusing on feeling the stretch deeper and trying to go deeper into a position, but without compensating, rounding the back or doing all the typical compensations that we do to get deeper into it. To go deeper into the shape rather than the stretch, which is very common. And just 10 more seconds, almost there. So only 2 rounds, same as the other side, so make it your best this one. I really pack it in. When I do this speaking, it's usually I cannot do it as the way I do it when I'm training, because speaking takes away some of the strength, but you really want to use all the strength, and when you're done with each set you should be very, very tired and your heartbeat should go up. So then I start bringing the foot down, so trying to rotate, bring it to 40-50% intensity, up to 70, dialing it up slowly with control, 80, max intensity as long as it feels safe. Go as hard as you can, grab your mat, like really go as hard as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, and opposite. Try to engage everything and try to lift the foot off the mat. Of course it won't move at all, but there's the purpose, try to lift it off as you were trying to lift it up. As hard as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Settle down, relax your breath, just for around 20 seconds before we go to the next one. And the next one is fun one. Now, slowly start to come up. Before we go to the next one, actually, we'll just lie on our backs. I'll do it facing this way so you can see. And then we'll just do some hip rotations here to try to feel those ranges. So just going into internal rotation, external, trying to keep the feet fixed, and then just going into those ranges. So trying to push as deep as you can into internal rotation, into external. Just doing 5 rounds. And done. And then switch legs. Trying to, again, bring into external and internal rotation as deep as you can for 2, for 3, 4, and 5. Now again, before we move on to the next one, we're going to come lying on our belly. And with the legs straight and extended, we're going to again rotate the hip. So actually when our knees are extended and our hips are also extended, it's actually quite, our rotation of the hips is very limited. So it will feel quite limited, but try to really rotate the right leg. And you can be here, or you can also be in quadruped if you prefer that position, and then you just bring the knee up and you rotate the hip, which again can be quite hard, especially intra-rotation. It's very hard to do here. We're just trying to start to feel that capsule movement and switch legs. Wherever you are, lying on your belly, on coming to the quadruped position. The purpose is just to be horizontal with the leg and then just rotate. And if it's not completely horizontal on the ground, it's okay as well. And relax. All right. And then we'll go to the next one. So for the next one is couch stretch. I will do it here for the purpose of being in video, but you can move over to your couch or somewhere where it's a bit more comfortable. Couch stretch you can perfectly do it against a wall, but it can be more uncomfortable, so whatever you want. And for the couch stretch, you can use a stick. Usually you can use also blocks, but a stick is super helpful to go deeper into the position. So if you have a stick, then that's what you're going to use it for. And then you bring it down. So you're trying to bring the knee as close as you can to that wall, to that couch. And then you bring the hips back. And then you tag the belly in. Use your stick to pull you deeper. And again, you squeeze the glute. If you here, when you squeeze the glute, you'll feel massively different. The whole stretch. You're tucking the tailbone in, and you're trying to feel it super tight. And then, again, here, if I compensate, like if I untuck my tailbone and bring the chest back, I can fake that I'm going deeper. But if I bring the belly in and squeeze the glute, trust me, you'll feel it as deep as you need. And we'll be on the stretch for another minute, a bit longer. Okay. And here again, start working on that diaphragmatic breathing, like really slow down the breath, relax. Inhaling for 4 counts and exhaling for 8 counts. Just settle into the stretch. Now ideally, you'll want to stay in the stretch for a bit longer, like 2 minutes and a half rather than a minute and a half. But for the purpose of not making the practice too long, we'll stay here and then we'll start with the isometrics. But if you want to stay a bit longer, by all means, it'll be great. Now the isometrics will be nothing moves at all in your body. What you're trying to do first is trying to push the foot onto the wall, onto the couch, wherever you are, and squeezing those quads. So of course nothing will move, but you're trying to intensely push the foot down without bringing your body up. Obviously nothing stays. That's why also the stick is useful to continue holding yourself in that pose and start squeezing to 40-50% intensity. Maybe bring it up to 60, 70 or 80. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now the opposite right away is going to be to try to squeeze your hamstring, your glutes, to try to bring the foot in more. Now it might feel weird, maybe you're not able to activate the hamstring much here, but you should try to feel the stretch deeper as you try to bring the foot in and activate the hamstring to pull you deeper into the stretch. And if you don't feel the activation of the hamstring, don't worry, it's okay. You'll get there in a couple sessions, a couple weeks. Because obviously, we never really activate our hamstring in this position very often, probably never in your life, so that's why. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And settle down, just 20 seconds before the next round. Again, on this one we'll do 2 rounds only. If you want to do more, by all means. And again, on the isometric contractions, especially when the one that you're trying to pull you deeper into the position, if you feel a cramp when you start to be able to engage the hamstring, it's really, really common to get cramps here in the hamstring. So be careful. Of course, if you need to step out of the position because you're cramping too much, like by all means, cramping is super uncomfortable, but don't worry, it's not dangerous. It's nothing wrong with it. Apart of that, you might be tight for a day after or 2 days, but it's okay. Just try to be careful. So if you start to feel the cramp, make sure that you're playing with it so you're not going harder, because if you start to feel a bit the cramp and then you go harder and you 100% get cramp. So that's why try to play with it, like be slow in order to start feeling it but not letting you dominate you. And we'll start with second round, so start bringing the foot into the box or into wherever you're leaning to in this couch stretch. Bring it to 50-60% intensity. Bring it up to 80. And it's the second last round, so make it your best. Maybe you go all the way up to 100% intensity. Pushing the foot down. Hold it there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And again, the opposite, so trying to squeeze the hamstring, maybe the glute, to pull you deeper into the position, to try to bring, as if you bring the foot in. I definitely feel super intense stretch when I start to engage the opposite side. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Now before we move to the next side, this is very, very fun. So if you didn't go to Cramp City yet, then we'll probably go here. You might want to separate the knee away from the wall a bit to give you a little bit of space. And then you're going to lean forward to kind of a low lunge. And then from here, I just need to move the block a bit. And then from here, you're going to bring the foot into your glute. So again, here be careful with that cramp. So you bring it up and down. You see? We'll do 5 lifts only. The last one will hold it up for 10 seconds. So bring it up and down. Bring it up and down. Bring it up, squeeze the hamstring and down. Bring it up, squeezing the hamstring and down. Bring it up and down. Bring it up and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax and come out. Now, if you cramp there, totally normal, don't worry. Now, if obviously the position where I'm at, if you're not there yet, what you need to do is step away, farther away from the wall, wherever you can actually get your foot to come out of the couch or of the max. If you haven't done this very often, then maybe you need to lie down all the way, and maybe this is your range, and that's totally fine, wherever you are. And then we'll go for the other side. So set up the position. I use the block just to not be on the ground, but if you have a carpet, potentially you don't need a block or you need anything. And then you lean back and start feeling the stretch on the opposite side. Now here, breathe. We'll be here a minute and a half. So again, inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And relax. I was just thinking that I really need the stick here. I can just use the door handle to pull me deeper into it. I'll continue breathing, just 30 more seconds until we start those isometrics. Again, here it's trying to squeeze the glutes, same as the other side. I didn't cue as much, but trying to do the same. You pull the belly in, you try to squeeze the glute, so you feel the stretch very, very intense. Just 10 more seconds. And straight away after these 10 seconds, we start with the isometrics. So again, first one, you're trying to bring the foot as if you're trying to break through that couch wherever you are. And we get started, so start ramping up, squeezing that quad for 30-40% intensity, up to 60-70%, maybe 80. Breathe, pack the air in, engage everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release. And then the opposite, try to engage the left hamstring muscle to pull your foot in deeper. That's it, engage, try to find a connection, which might not be there yet, but it's okay, just try to find it. As hard as you can. 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, then we chill here. Just chill into the stretch, relax your nervous system. It's important, so again, you're trying to work hard in these sets, so between sets, you want to try to relax as much as possible. We're going deep into stretches, so it's very important that our nervous system feels safe and we slow down our nervous system. So it's important to focus on that while we are resting, not resting, while we're stretching between rounds because we're already resting. And then one more, last round, so make it your best. Press that left foot onto the wall, onto the couch, 40-50% intensity, maybe bring it up to 70, maybe 80, or maybe up to as strong as you can. Go as hard as you can. Hold it, squeeze everything. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. And opposite, going into cramp city, trying to squeeze that hamstring, bring the foot closer to that glute. As hard as you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Settle into a stretch just for a little bit before we go into the last round of liftoffs. If you cramp on the other side, then you know what's coming. So if you need, maybe you step forward as much as you need in order to be able to lift up that foot from the wall. And once you're in that position, then one round, bring it up and down. Bring it up and down for 2. Bring it up and down for 3. Bring it up and down for 4. Bring it up and hold it for 10, 9, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, hold it, squeeze higher, and relax, and come out. Very good, perfect. So the hardest part of the class is over. Now, last part, which is going to be knee flexion. Sorry. Now in knee flexion, since we're not working on the stretch, so we're not trying to go to our end range. Rather, what we want to do is go to wherever we feel that we have our hip blocked. So maybe it's a bit into abduction, bringing it a bit into the side, and then flexion. Maybe it's purely into flexion. Wherever you feel that pinching that blocked, then find it. Don't go through it. So once you find it, come out of it a bit in a place where you feel fine, you feel comfortable. And then since you won't feel a stretch there because we're not going into end range, we can't go into end range because we have a pinching, we have a blockage, then what we're going to do is just isometrics here, wherever that is. So I'll do it a bit onto abduction, not just flexion. And then we'll do isometrics. So for that first one, you're going to grab the inside of that right thigh or left thigh, and you're going to do as if you're going to extend the knee and bring the leg forward, but your hand is not going to let it. So you start contracting everything, your glute, whatever is allows you to pull the leg out. If my hand wasn't there, then my leg will extend completely, and we bring it up to 50, 60, maybe 70% intensity, and relax. And now it's going to be the opposite. So you're going to use, say, maybe one hand, both hands, to block the knee, and you're trying to do as if you're bringing the knee higher, but your hand is not going to let it. And do it strong. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Relax. Notice how that hip feels. And then go for another round. So after you do each round, then maybe your hip starts to release a bit, and you're able to go a bit higher and higher. Don't try to force it so that you're not going through pain, but if it allows you to go a bit deeper, then by all means try to go a bit deeper without feeling the pain. Just be conscious that the deeper you are, the more careful you want to be. So the isometrics, especially the one where you're driving the knee up, be very careful. Definitely don't go to 100% intensity, maybe go up to 30, 40% intensity if you're all the way up in close to those points where you have that impingement, that hip that is quite tight. So we'll do another round. In your own, you can do as many as you want, like you can do up to, not as many as you want, okay, but up to, you can do 4 or 5 rounds, and that might feel quite nice to release the hip a bit, as long, again, as you're not working through pain. So if you want, feel free to do 4 or 5 rounds. Otherwise here we'll just do 2 rounds. So I'm bringing it a bit higher. I don't have any impingement in the hip, so I just try to, just for demo purposes, of course you might be here, that's totally fine. Again, I didn't demo, but you can grab a block under your head to be comfortable. And I'll be here, and then here I'm going to try to bring my knee forward and starting to straighten that foot. Starting to squeeze the glute, engage everything, the whole body is engaged. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We'll go to the opposite direction to try to bring the knee closer. So again, here, especially if you're going deeper, maybe go up to only 40, 50% intensity. Trying to push the knee up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And then we'll go to the other leg. So I'll demo this way this time, just so you can see the placement of the knees. And again, you can just pause the video or do it after, do as many rounds as you want. Now for this one, again, you can go into abduction, pure flexion, or flexion and abduction, whichever is better for you. Now, again, once you find that position, not that position where you feel very tight, that impingement, but a bit backing off from it, then you start ramping up and try to extend the knee forward. Hold it, 4, 2, 1, and release. And then bring the hand or both hands in front of that knee and try to squeeze it up. But the hand won't let it. Squeeze the hip flexor, squeeze everything up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And this time, relax a bit. You don't need to rest much between rounds here, especially because we're not really stretching. So you can just take a few breaths just to reset the mind, and whenever you feel ready, you go for the next round. So here I already feel fine, so I'll go for the last round. I'll bring it higher again, where my end range is really, and then push the knee forward as if I was trying to stand. Hip. Again, especially if you're going deep, I don't have any issues here, so I can go full intensity, but maybe you go only up to 40-50% intensity. 4, 3, 2, 1, relax, and going into the opposite direction. Put the hand, knee kind of move, and push your hand. Feel the strength of your knee into the hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, perfect. Now if you want to finish off, I like to finish off also with some cars, and you feel after sessions like this, your hips will feel much more open than the cars that you did at the beginning. So by all means, do another 2-3 cars with your hips. It's great to do it after the class, but otherwise we're done. So very good job. If your hips are sore tomorrow, it's okay, as long as you don't have any pain. Very good.